Hello. So I've been waiting to finish up my 69 Dart in there, and I've gotten frustrated with waiting for a windshield to show up. I've not ordered a windshield, it's just I can't find one. I don't know if everybody's broken all of them or what the deal is. It's kind of funny in a way because I have one that's usable right there at the side of the house, but it's kind of fogged up. I was resisting using that, but I may get to that point. But in the meantime, the weather has turned quite a bit nicer, and I just, like I said, I couldn't wait around and not do anything. I'm going nuts, just not having anything to do. So this car was next up, so I just decided to go ahead and uncover it and get into this while I'm waiting on the other one to get its windshield in and get some exhaust on it. So I got this car last year, and let me apologize. It's not a good time to be making a video. They're running some machinery next door and doing something over there, making a lot of noise, so forgive me. Digging a trench or something. Anyway, and the wind's blowing. But it's going to rain tomorrow, so I got to do this today, so just hang in there with me. But anyway, I bought this car last year in May or June. I think it was May, and I picked around with it, kind of started emptying the interior out, and I did some mechanical work to it, and I just kind of quit then because I got ready to do the other car. So I put this one up, covered it up, but I'm in the process of just gutting the interior on this, and the interior's just trashed in it. Fortunately, the stuff that's hard to find is good, like the door panels and the seats. The front seats pretty rough, but they can be repaired. But it's like these sail panels, they're usable. They're going to be fine, but they're not nice, but they're usable. But the rest of the interior has just had a lot of water in it, and the worst part about it is that it's had rodents and bugs and spiders and every kind of anything in this that you could imagine. It's just been all through this car, so it's very dirty. And you can see there's some kind of like a nut that's been eaten. And so it's really filthy and nasty. And so I'm going to clean this thing up and vacuum it out. And then we've got to do the final piece of the puzzle, which is to get this headliner out. And I thought, you know what? I want to bring everybody along for this because I have no idea what's up there in that headliner. This is one of those solid one-piece headliners. It's just a piece of cardboard. And it kind of goes in over the front window sill, and the visors held it in there, and it had some couple clips along the side there, and at the back it had some trim with some screwed in trim. That's about it. Not much to it. And you see this stuff that's on these sail panels. It looks like dirt. It looks really rough, but what that is, here's some. What that is, that's the insulation. Sometime during 1973 or so, Chrysler started using a different kind of insulation in these. I used to use the nice yellow, I don't know if it's fiberglass or some other kind of woven, it looked like insulation. And it held up pretty good. But this stuff here, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like wool or what it is, but this stuff is disintegrated. I saw Mopar buddy of mine, he was taking his out, and his had the same deal. It just had all kinds of this shit in it. So it's awful. It doesn't hold up. It goes everywhere. It's just nasty stuff. So we're going to get the headliner out and see what kind of shape the roof is in. I'm fairly confident that the roof on this car is okay because I don't see any bubbling up here where it would be the worst. There is some here and here. That's pretty common because you got a seam right through here. But this is where they join the roof panel to the quarter panel. And so Chrysler did a piss poor job of doing this. They used to put lead. You can see there's Mondo. They used to put lead in this joint. But sometime after, as they went along, they realized that lead was too expensive and too time consuming and held up too well. So they quit that. They started using Mondo, and you know what happens to Mondo? It gets moisture to it, it gets rust through it and under it. Moisture goes through it and it rusts underneath it, and may not have rusted the top out, but it's probably not doing any favors. And this steel up here, this stuff up here is from, there's a bunch of water coming under the windshield. And of course it did the floor in. Anybody that's ever had one of these cars, you know that it's rust the floor out. That's the first place to go on them. But I think we're okay on this as far as that goes, because it is pretty solid on the rear floor panels, and back there is fine. The trunk's shot, but I think we're going to be able to get away with just 2 front pans on it, so that's good. That's better than I was expecting. And you'll notice one other thing too. This car has this insulation panel up there, and you don't normally see that, but this car has an optional, it came with an optional, what they called a, I think they called it the quiet package. So it's got insulation everywhere. It had insulation up there on the firewall. It's got it on, it had it here. I tore it out to look at the floor. It had insulation here, like, you know, the rubber backed jute insulation. Had it all the way back, all the way down the floor, under the rear seats. The divider panel had insulation on it. The trunk floor had insulation under the thing. So this thing's had insulation everywhere. So of course we'll put that back. Okay, well, without further ado, I've got to do some preparation. I'm going to vacuum this out, and then I've got to get the seat belts disconnected up there. They've got these rubber covers on them. I've got to kind of try to limber these things up so I can try not to tear them up, because they're probably irreplaceable now. And then we get ready, we'll pull this thing down, take the mirror off, take the light off, we'll pull this headliner down, and just see see what's going on, especially with that big bulged area over there. Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to, instead of trying to unbolt these, I'm going to try to just cut out around here. And I'm going to get out and do it from the safety of outside, because when this thing presumably drops off, I don't want to be in here. So I want to be, yeah, you know. So let me see how this goes. Coming out of the car. Cuts easy. Close. I guess that this is flammable too. Okay, you ready? I don't know if I am. Let's try it and see. Like my coworker says, ah, 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 ah. Turn you guys around. Uh-oh, where'd that go? Sorry, I'm looking for a thing here. Such a smartphone that you can't even change cameras with it paused here. Oh boy. Well, guess what? I was mistaken in part. There's some of that yellow insulation I was telling you about. Ooh. And this is the good side. Look at that. Let's go check it out. Oh boy. So what do you reckon we got in here? I see some cloth. Most of a, uh-oh, I gotta go close that door. Something's drug a rag all the way up in here. Nuts, a whole bunch of nuts. I gotta go close this door. That's gonna blow all this crap out in the yard. Ew. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that's gonna be my thumbnail right there. All right, guys. Well, now I get the gruesome task of cleaning this up. There's a rag back there. Something drug a rag up in here. It literally drug a rag up in here. Well, yuck. Ugh, jeez. That's right above the mirror, too. That was right above your head. Well, at least I don't see daylight through the top so far, but we're not over with this yet. Okay. I think I'm going to sit down and compose myself, and then I'm going to clean this up. So, no more torture for you. I'm sure people don't really care to see somebody vacuum. So let me do that. So I appreciate you watching, and we'll pick away at this thing a little bit, but I really want to get that dart finished up. So as soon as I get a windshield in it and get the exhaust on it, I think we're going to be able to wrap that series up with that thing. So stay tuned. Appreciate you. See you later.